Hi, my name's Kathy White. I'm an industrial hygienist in the Expertise Center at Dow, and I got asked to talk about why I decided to choose EH&S as a career. I've had a lot of influences in my life who've led me to the point where I'm at today, but there's really one major driver who's instituted a passion for me for EH&S. And the person who that is in this picture with me. It's my mom, who's just an absolutely amazing person, very brilliant and extremely hardworking. My parents immigrated to the U.S. from Poland 1 year before I was born, and at that time I came into a family with 2 older brothers and parents who really wanted to work hard and live the American dream, working very hard to provide for us financially. And so growing up through the years, we lived in Michigan. We're home of the automotive industry is in Detroit, and that's where we were. And when I got to the point of deciding where to go to college, I stayed in the state and decided to major in industrial engineering. My mom at the same time had an opportunity to move into a role in the automotive industry, working on an assembly line, building trucks. And one of her jobs was running around these cars, putting in the floor mats on either side of the vehicle, jumping in them, working on the instrument panels, and also some test driving activities. So something she started telling me as time went on in this job, she was working really hard, she was taking overtime every time it was offered to her, and she started to experience some symptoms, she would tell me. She had some numbness and tingling in her arms, and usually it would go away when she left work, but then the symptoms would begin to persist off the job. And eventually she was at the point where she was waking up in pain at night, and I encouraged her to seek treatment at medical. At the time I was taking some ergonomics classes through my engineering curriculum and learning more about that field and the importance of reporting symptoms. Eventually she did seek treatment through her medical department. Ultimately, she was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, and unfortunately it had progressed to the point where interventions on the job were not enough for her, and ultimately she had to have a very invasive surgery to relieve that pressure in her wrist. And that was something I followed her through on, helped her through that recovery process. And it was a very impactful experience for me, going through all of those stages with her of the discomfort, the pain, ultimately the surgery and her recovery. To this day, she continues to struggle with things that we would probably consider to be everyday tasks, like opening a jar or buckling my child into her car seat. It's things like that that make me realize the importance of prevention through proper ergonomic design, and ultimately that's what drove my passion for getting into ergonomics and other aspects of personal safety and industrial hygiene. Ultimately, as occupational health and safety professionals, our vision, our mission is to try to prevent incidents, injuries, illnesses before they occur through use of risk identification processes and through prevention by proper design. And so our goal is a really noble one, and for me it's a very personal one, because I feel if we can help prevent people from experiencing lifelong issues, then we've really succeeded in our objectives as professionals. So thanks for taking time to listen to my story.